Even if you go to the beach, even if you go to see the sea, you do not experience what nature is giving us. We don't know what powers we have. We are just wasting it. We are just getting it, we are spending it, but we are not utilizing it to develop ourselves. The poet is describing the connection, the intimacy between the sea and the moon. Little we see in nature that is ours means we should not be materialistic. We should see what belongs to us in nature. Hello everyone, I am Dr. Shalini, Professor of English, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. Today we are here to discuss about one of the poems prescribed by University of Mysore for first sem BCom. Let us today discuss about the poem, The World is Too Much With Us. Okay, so this is a very interesting poem. This is really going to give you a lot of values required for life. Okay, so let us start our session. So what is it that we are going to learn in today's module? We are going to understand about the poet, that is William Wordsworth, and also we'll understand the summary of the text, that is we are going to understand the summary of the poem The World is Too Much With Us. Okay, so let us begin our session. So let us know a little about the poet. Okay, so the poet William Wordsworth was actually known as the romantic poet of English. He used to write a lot of romantic poems and also poems that are related to nature. So that's why he was called by that word. He was also the pioneer of romantic age in English literature. Okay, he was the one who started romantic age. That means he started writing the romantic poems. Okay, so from his age only this romantic age started. Okay, pioneer means he was the beginner. Okay, so he was the one who started it. He was an orphan at the age of 13. He lost his parents at the age of 13 and he grew up without his parents. Okay, so he was sent to the grammar school later after the age of 13. He was growing up with his grandparents and he was sent to the grammar school after the demise of his parents. Okay, so he was a wonderful student. He was very much interested in literature. He took part in all the activities that were held by the school. Okay, he was a all in all, you can say. He was an all-rounder in the school. So famous works of Tintin Abbey, The Solitary Reaper and many more, but these both are actually noteworthy. Okay, so everywhere they are the ones which are highlighted. So he was also very well known for the lyrical ballads. Okay, so this is one of the genres of poems which you're going to learn in class also. So he was very famous for his lyrical ballads. So it was actually very rhythmical and it was actually put under tune and it was sung by people all around the world. So this was all about William Wordsworth. So let us begin with the poem. It is not in Shakespearean way of sonnet writing. Okay, so in this sonnet, it is actually the format is different. So let me just tell you a little about this sonnet. So here you can see this sonnet contains 8 lines in the first octave and next part is called as the sestet. Okay, so here in this type of sonnet called as Petrarchan sonnet. Okay, so here you have an octave. Okay, you have an octave and you also have a sestet. So in octave there are 8 lines, then in sestet you have 6 lines. So this altogether come up to 14 lines. Usually sonnet means you have 3 quatrains and 1 couplet. That is Shakespearean type of sonnet. But this is something different. This is Petrarchan sonnet and this has an octave and the sestet. Usually octave has a problem and sestet gives the solution. So that is the way it is done. So here let us see now. So the world is too much with us, late and soon. Getting and spending, we lay waste our powers. So here you can see, I'll just tell you the rhyme scheme also over here. So if at all you name this as A, this as B, again this is B and this is A. Okay, so how does this sonnet follow the rhyme scheme? It is like this. So it comes like this. If we go to the next part of the sonnet, it is like that only. Again here it is A, B, again B, A. So this way it continues. Okay, but this is different. Okay, it will be C, D. Again, if we go further, again it is C, D, again C, D. So this is the rhyme scheme of the sonnet. So let us just go back to the first slide. So I was just talking about the rhyme scheme. So it is like this: A, B, B, A, again A, B, B, A, C, D, C, D. Okay, so this way it continues till the 14 lines. So this is the rhyme scheme of the sonnet which you learnt now. So this is the rhyme scheme of the Petrarchan sonnet. So this is the rhyme scheme. It is just the same in all the Petrarchan sonnets. Okay. So now let us just understand the poem. He is talking about how much the people have become materialistic. So the world is too much with us, means interfering too much with our life. So how does he say that? Late and soon means every now and then we have become very materialistic. So getting and spending, we are just earning and we are spending it. We lay waste our powers. We don't know what powers we have. We are just wasting it. We are just getting it. We are spending it, but we are not utilizing it to develop ourselves. We are not making use of those resources what we are getting to improve ourselves. Little we see in nature that is ours means we should not be materialistic. We should see what belongs to us in nature. Okay, so though the nature doesn't belong to us, we don't own nature. We have to understand, we have to experience what is nature giving us. Okay, so we should understand what is nature. We should spend more time with the nature. That is what he says. We have given our hearts away, a sordid boon. So here he is talking about the powers we have. We have not taken anything. We have not spent time with the nature. We are not utilizing it. We have just given our hearts away. We are not too much connected with the nature. We have just left it just like that. We are wasting our resources. We are wasting our power. Okay, so we have just left the boon given to us. We have just wasted it. That is what the poet says in the first 4 lines. The sea that bears her bosom to the moon. So here you can see the poet is describing the connection, the intimacy between the sea and the moon. Okay, so the sea that bears her bosom, it is not B-E-A-R, it is bear, means she is keeping, the sea he treats as woman. Okay, so she keeps her heart, bosom means heart. Okay, so she keeps her heart ready for the moon. Okay, so as the moon rises, the sea is ready to embrace it. Okay, so that is how the sea is ready over there. The winds that will be howling at all hours. So here you can see he is talking about sea and he talks about heart. Okay, he's talking about winds and he's talking about howling. That means he is giving some life to the lifeless objects. Okay, so such a use of figure of speech, such a comparison is called as personification. Okay, so the figure of speech used here is personification. Okay, yeah. This can be seen in Wordsworth poems. So this is very frequently used in his poems. Okay, so here the winds that will be howling at all hours. So winds will be blowing very fast even at nights and all the time. Okay, so when you see near the sea, wind is more. And are up gathered now like sleeping flowers. Okay, so wind actually will be howling at all the time, but now they are all gathered like sleeping flowers. Here also he gives life to flowers. Flowers are sleeping. Okay, flowers usually do not sleep, but he is giving a human touch to the to nature. Okay, so here sleeping flowers. So this is also personification you can consider. For this, for everything, we are out of tune. But you know what? We are not experiencing anything. Even if you go to the beach, even if you go to see the sea, you do not experience what nature is giving us. You are not experiencing the beauty of nature. You are just like that. You are noticing anything. You are not concentrating on anything. You are just living away the beauty of nature. You are not experiencing it. For this, for everything, we are out of tune. So we are not connected to nature. Out of tune means to not to be connected to whatever rhythm he is talking about. So here we consider the nature. It moves us not. Great God, I'd rather be a pagan. Pagan means the person who doesn't worship God. So a pagan suckled in a creed out one. Okay. So here he wants to become a pagan rather than being not connected to nature. Pagan means he is very poor. Though he worships all the gods, he is very poor. So he prefers to be a poor person than to get all the riches of life. So here poet is trying to tell is, we are gaining everything, we are getting all the riches of life, but we are not experiencing the riches of nature. So the poet would rather prefer to be a poor person than to live without experiencing the nature. So before we could see 4 lines, and these 4 lines actually it's telling about the problem. Octave gives you the problem and later it actually tells the solution. So till here the poet says we are not connected to nature. After that he considers that how to come out of it, okay, how to come out of this problem, okay. So here he suggests that he prefers to be a poor person, he prefers to be a pagan than to live without nature. So might I, standing on this pleasantly, so he wants to stand on that pleasant place, in that pleasant place, have glimpses that would make me less forlorn. Forlorn means to be worried, to be sad. So if he watches such sea that is ready for to embrace the moon, so he feels that he is less worried, okay. So his worries are coming down. So that is what he feels, and such glimpses. So whatever small glimpse he gets also, so that also is actually making him less worried about whatever worries he has, that actually goes down is what he says. He wants to see this Proteus and Triton, these both are actually Greek gods. Proteus rises from the sea and also Triton read the horn. Triton would blow his horn. That is the instrument he has. So the poet would stand in the sea and he would want to watch these gods rising from the sea and also blowing his horn. Okay, so this is what the poet talks about. Okay, so hope you understood what the summary of the poem. So let us just understand a little bit about the theme of the poem. So this whole poem is written about nature again, because Wordsworth is actually known for writing poems about nature. Okay, so this also is one such poem. We'll understand the theme. So here you can see how he is connecting the daily life or life of humans to nature. So the laws of nature and the natural world, and also the impacts of the busy life. Okay, how busy we are. Okay, how busy we are and how we tend to lose whatever is very much required for us. Okay, so that is what is happening. That is what the poet has described in this poem. Okay, so he describes the busy life through which we are gaining whatever materialistic is needed for us, but we are not getting the actual happiness, okay, that we would get when we spend time with nature. So that is what the poet is trying to tell us. So people actually have become too concerned about the worldly pleasures, okay, and also material things. That means people have actually become very materialistic. Okay, so they are concerned with only worldly pleasures and they are now actually unconcerned with the natural world. Natural world, he is talking about the nature. So people are disconnected by nature and they are too much into the busy life. They have no time to spend with nature. But when do you get happiness? When you truly spend your time with nature and have that happiness that nature gives us. Though we don't own nature, we can at least experience what nature is trying to give us. Small glimpses of nature, small happiness actually can keep us run in the long run. So this is what the poet is trying to tell us through this poem. Okay, so he just suggests us not to be very materialistic. He wants us to be little connected to the nature. This was all about the poem, The World is Too Much With Us. Hope you have understood the summary. So let us meet again with another more interesting topic of first sem that is prescribed for you by University of Mysore. So let's meet again. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.